Okay, so on this day, that was on the 5th of August. It was at 5:13 in the morning, so it was a late, it was early morning where I decided, okay, I put two recorders beside my night table, and one recorder went in my on my table in my office, the one that's down here. The office is down here, and I had my mobile phone in the living room on the table, which is quite a ways from my office and quite a ways from my bedroom. And so, what was significant about this recording was that three different recorders, recorder A, how many recorders I have here? I have a lot of more than that. Recorder B and recorder C. So I had um, two recorders beside my nightstand and one on my table in my work office table. And I had my mobile phone in the living room because it's too late to have the phone in the bedroom. And I had joked about it that afternoon. And I said, oh, one of the Spanish spirits, if you want to come through and speak Spanish, I have no problem, or French, I don't understand, but you're welcome to come through if you want to, and I'll get an interpretation done, and I can understand you, feel free. Well, anyway, I went to bed, put all the recorders out. So if you see a couple of minutes or 1 minute off on each telephone, A telephone, B telephone, C, well, recorder A, recorder B, recorder C, is because I have to put the recorder down in one of the rooms, and I have to go to the other room. They get in the bed first, and then put on the recorders. So you want to hear all that moving around and stuff. So right here, all of them were the same time frame within 3 hours. That's really all that I slept that night or that morning. That was it. Then it was time to go to work. So I haven't really listened to the rest of the recordings on any of the recorders. What caught my attention was just the first 45 minutes. And I was so spirit. Anything after 1 hour, I'm probably not gonna really check. Which sometimes I go back and check the deleted ones, and there's a lot on there. Um, I just don't have time to go back and invest in 3 hours on each recorder. That's 12 hours. Well, that's 9 hours. That's 9 hours of me giving to listen to the whole recording, which I should, but I don't. So I said anything within the first hour, I will listen to. And if it's anything usually after the first hour, the spirit's just gonna have to make arrangements that they do all their speaking or whatever within the first hour, because I just don't have time to go. Well, anyway, anywho, so you're gonna hear where my son called. I missed the phone call twice. The first time the phone rang, of course we don't hear it from the bedroom. We don't hear it. Nobody answered, and a spirit yelled, "Telephone!" But if you listen to the dialect, it's of a maybe of a Spanish, maybe Spanish. It's not a German dialect. Um, and that early morning, there's nobody outside on the street, and we're far away from the street. Um, driveway is gated, and we don't have we don't have anyone with that type of dialect, I would say, on our street. Not even Americans. We just don't have it on our street. Um, I would say it's 97% Germans. Yeah, 97, 98% Germans. So it was just strange because the thing is with this one, it was all the same on all three recordings. And it's always good that when sometimes the spirit world, the spirits I've noticed, sometimes they'll talk on one recorder with something, another recorder with something, another recorder with something. If I lay out 6 or 7 recorders, they might choose one recorder to say something. Then you have another spirit or two spirits that's saying something on that recorder or another recorder. So, you might hear tapping on one recorder. I might get a sound of a dog on one recorder and the other one a cat, but it's all in the same recording time. And I've seen it a lot. It's there. I have proof, but I'm not going to do all this posting right now when I get around, because there's a lot of when you have a lot of recorders, you have a lot of stuff to listen to afterwards. If you record for 5 hours, you have to listen to 5 hours. If you have 5 recorders, you have 25 hours to listen to stuff, and I'm not doing all that. First hour, and so you can hear where the phone rang the first time, and the spirit yelled somewhere in the essence of our room, telephone. And then the second time it rings, of course nobody answers, and the spirit of course doesn't say anything either, because he's probably thinking, okay, I said telephone and nobody's answering, nobody's getting up. And then you will hear a couple of seconds later Gerhard's mobile phone beside his night table, where it's right in our room. You can see it's more the sound is more defined. Then you hear my telephone ringing in the living room. So I'm just going to play all three. So it's listed telephone A, telephone B, telephone C. So the spirit spoke on all three. And even though you might see maybe a couple of seconds difference here when it starts, if you go back and calculate, you can see when the first time the spirit says something, all the way, it's all the same. It's all the same. You're just not going to get all three recorders pressed at the same time. It doesn't make any sense if you place them in different rooms. And I have nothing to prove. I'm showing you that the essence of spirit, that it was in our house, and even though we were asleep, he used his voice, and he was on all three recorders, which was pretty cool. So here we go. Okay, that's what's that, 4629. It's a little bit too, just move some of my snoring out of the way. So let me move some of the snoring out of the way. That's not cool. Snoring's not cool. Here we go. So that was Garrett's telephone. Yeah, because he has to get up. So let's go now to recorder B. And that was, they said something before, like at 37, they said something about follow. I didn't really get that all the way, what they were trying to say. A lady said follow, something like follow, but I didn't really understand her, so I'm not even going to go there. So we have B, and that started at 4313. Get rid of all of the extra stuff here. So We can start about right there. 43, 13. We start with 3. So again, you hear this? You did hear something in between, and you did hear cars. That's on the railroad down where the railroad where they're fixing the bridge. These recorders are very sensitive. That's what you hear. You hear them yelling down there at the back in the woods by the thing. But you hear the telephone again. That's the spirit, the same spirit that's in our house. And then we hear it again. That was with C. And you're not going to see a time. This is a different recorder. But it was the same. And this was at 4318. And you can hear this is like really close to my bed. And this was like close to my pillow. This one right here. And you can tell, of course, in the sound quality also the difference in the recorder. Sound quality is always different. So, and this was like right beside my pillow. So we'll do it like this. Where am I at here? Here we go, 18. So we just go back just a little bit. Yep. And this is C. And you can hear me sleeping because I'm knocked out. And then again, the second ring, and me snoring, of course. So I'm gonna cut it off here because it's just me snoring.